Now that it's May, we have one of the best events in Hello Kitty Island Adventure, at least one of my favorite events in the game, and the entire event is Gudetama themed. As with all of our events, it kicks off with a cutscene, and this time the cutscene is a little bit longer, and it's definitely worth reading the dialogue. We find out that only some of the friends can actually see the Gudetama on the island, and then we meet a new character. And he is definitely a character. This is Nisetama, and when you first see him, you're probably doing a double take because he looks so out of place in this world. Why is there a random human? Who is this guy if you're not familiar with it and this is your first time playing? And although at first you may think he's a little creepy, I think as you get used to him, you'll find he's weird in all the best ways. Each day of the event will have a new 5th daily task to take a picture with Nisetama. If you have trouble finding him, you can ask Pachako or ask at the Egg Shrine, or simply check on your map. I was gonna do daily videos with where he is, but since it's marked on your map, it's pretty easy to find him already. Once you find him, go and take a picture with him. And if you use the emotes, he does do different poses for some of them. In order to get those yolks though, you do need to have daily tasks unlocked. I have one of my accounts where I didn't have that unlocked yet, and even though the event kicked off, no matter how many pictures I took with Nisetama, I still wasn't getting any yolks and he stuck around, and that's because I didn't have those daily quests. If you do have daily tasks unlocked, once you take his picture, he'll do a little dance and have a little saying for you, and then he'll disappear, leaving you with 7 yolks. In addition to those 7 yolks, you can get 4 more from your other regular daily tasks, meaning you can collect 11 each day. However, because these are linked to daily tasks, they're not going to stack. So if you miss taking his picture one day, you won't be able to take 2 pictures on the next day, so keep that in mind. This event does run the entire month of May, so that should give you plenty of time even if you're not logging in every day. And in addition to those yolks, be sure to check your Sunblink mail for an additional 30 yolks to get you started. Once you have your yolks, you can exchange them at the Egg Shrine. In the Egg Shrine, you'll find a mix of old and new furniture. So for the new furniture, we have the Gudetama book for 5, the divider for 25, the beanbag chair for 15, the side table for 10, the sofa for 25, the potted plant for 7, the trash can for 10, and the wallpaper for 15. Altogether, you'll need 112 yolks for one of everything, meaning if you're getting 11 each day, you'll have to play for at least 11 days. And if you're not doing your daily tasks every day, you're only taking your picture of Nisetama and getting only 7 yolks each day, it would take you 16 days to get one of everything new. Now, in addition to all those new items, we also see some returning items in the Egg Shrine. These include the Gudetama mini shrine for 20, the Gudetama side table for 10, the flooring for 15, and the egg chair for 10. Altogether, those will cost you an additional 55 eggs, which would be 5 days of playing if you're getting 11 each day. The rest of the returning furniture can be bought in my Melodies shop for combinations of eggs and yolks. To get one of each of the returning furniture, you would need 18 yolks and 13 eggs, and 25 feathers. Because there is a single bed and a double bed, so if you see that bed and you want to get both of them, make sure to buy 2, and hopefully having Tuxedo Sam with you will get you duplicates. So that's only an additional 2 days of playing to get each of those. And don't worry so much if you don't want to be playing Rockadoodler Roundup, there is an additional source of eggs this month, because all around Seaside Resort you'll be seeing these giant eggs. There'll be 7 of those spawning each day, and those will stack. Some of us who didn't collect them the last few days of the event last year ended up with more than 7 on the first day of the event because of the way the stacking works. If you walk up to an egg, interact with it, it'll break and give you 1 egg. These are the same eggs you get from Rockadoodler Roundup, you're just getting a different source of those eggs now. So if you don't like getting eggs from Rockadoodler Roundup, or you're just not that far in the story yet, this month you have a reliable alternative. I find them so much easier to find once they've stacked up and are filling in all those spots. In addition to the eggs, the yolks, and that new and returning furniture, we also have clothing. On the daily login bonus calendar, on day 1 we have the Gudetama tuxedo jacket, and on day 7, the tuxedo pants. We are anticipating additional new clothing items, including the glasses we've seen in promo images, and it looks like there may be a Nisetama suit. I wonder if there might be a backpack item we haven't seen yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Those you'll get just from logging in enough days in the event, so day 1 for the tuxedo top, day 7 for the tuxedo pants, and then we'll have to wait for part 2 and maybe a finale. In addition to that clothing, there is of course last year's clothing. The Gudetama egg onesie is 1 yolk, 5 eggs, and 10 fabric. The Gudetama shirt and tie is 10 fabric, 3 eggs, and 1 yolk. The Gudetama egg dress is 1 yolk, 2 eggs, and 10 fabric. The Gudetama sushi hat is 1 yolk, 3 eggs, and 10 fabric. And my favorite, the Gudetama oversized hoodie is 1 yolk, 1 egg, and 15 fabric. All of those you can buy at Tuxedo Sam Shop. They'll be on rotation, so you'll only see one of those each day. And to get one of each of those, it'll be 5 yolks, 14 eggs, and 55 fabric. Not really sure why they're quite so expensive on the fabric. And that's not all, because during this event, we also have an event flower that is also egg themed. This is the Eggwort, and you'll find them spawning in just about everywhere in white and sky. I think their individual plot spawning seems to be a little bit lower than some of our other event flowers, probably because they can spawn in so many different locations. When you fertilize them, they have a chance of getting the speckled pattern. They can also take on some of the other patterns from pattern transfer, like confetti, ring, patch, stripe, and ombre, as well as the effects like glow and iridescence. However, since they don't have edges, you won't be able to transfer the trim pattern over to the eggworts, and their speckle pattern can transfer over to our starting flowers, so bell button, dandelion, penstemon, and tulias, as well as hibiscus, petunia, bow blossom, poinsettia, rose, and hapadel, as well as frost feathers and blaze bulbs. And remember, with eggworts coming only in sky and white, while you can breed those two together, for all of the other base colors, you'll need to do color transfers, where you take that ombre or other pattern flower of a different type and a different color and breed it together with one of your eggworts to make a new colored eggwort. So if you have a red ombre tulias, breed it with any of the eggworts you have a chance of getting a red eggwort, but only during the month of May or in the greenhouse. And that's still not everything, because during the month of May, the entire month of May, all of the tophat Gudetama that you missed since you started playing will return to the island. So if you already took their picture, they will not be showing up on your island, and the ones outside of your play period will also not be showing up, and it will only be those that you missed during months since you started playing. So if you're playing on Nintendo Switch or Steam, you started playing on January 30th, any of those Gudetama from January 30th through May will be showing up on your island. You'll still be getting those weekly Gudetama each week in May, but any of the ones that you missed in previous weeks since you started playing will return to your island so you can take their picture. This is a great time to catch up on your tophat Gudetama. One of the best ways to figure out which ones you're missing are to check the dates since you started playing, see which Gudetama crafting plans come with those dates, and then you can check in your crafting table to see do you have the crafting plans for that week or not, and then go look for the Gudetama. If you're looking for which plans on which days, or if you want to check the locations of all the ones that have been on the island since you started playing, I do have a playlist of all the tophat Gudetama, and I've been updating them for 2025 since a few of them have shifted locations as they built out the island. So if you're looking for some of them, be sure to check that out. I'll put a link to the playlist in the description. So I think that is everything in the month of May. You have yolks, eggs, Nisetama snap, new and returning furniture and clothing, an event flower that's also shaped like an egg, and the return of any tophat Gudetama you've missed. So hopefully this helps you with this event celebrating the laziest egg. If you did, consider giving the video a like to help others find it as well. Subscribe for more Hello Kitty Island adventure content. I do try to stream all of the updates and the events on both Apple Arcade and on Switch, and there are a ton of video guides on the channel. Turn on notifications to find out the next time we go live. Hope to see you there.